The war between green versus tan was not finished at the end of Sarges Heroes. Will that war finally put to an end here? Well, not really, but we'll get into it. This is Men Sarges Heroes 2. Don't go away. This has got to be some sort of record. Like the wait time from when I played Men Sarges Heroes 1 for the first time to the sequel. Although I don't remember the exact day, it was probably very, very early 2000s. So around like 22, 23 years later, I finally got around to the sequel. It is a long time coming.
I've always been a leg man. Men Sarges Heroes 2, real combat, plastic man. Good to go.
And to get into it, I want to talk about the story first here. Plastro has gone missing. And with the help of a new seductive blue spy, he ends up getting a lot of like insane weapons. I didn't expect it to, but it doesn't explain how, but there's this serum that the Tan army has that they can go into the real world, spray stuff with it, and bring it back into the toy world. This is just kind of a smart way to up your enemy variety from just the basic like ants and 10 enemies you had and tanks and stuff in the first game to extra cool things like robot spider looking things, whatever the heck these things are. Oh shit. He's already here? And it's kind of funny, Plastro in the first game got seduced by Vicky. So in the sequel here, when the blue spy tries to do the exact same thing, the tan leader Plastro's like, yeah, no. But the controls are completely different. I mean like mapping wise. Men Sarges Heroes 1 to 2 features a completely different mapping of the controls. Completely different. In fact, it completely screwed me over for the first like 2.5 hours of this game, which is about 85% of the game's length. But mapping aside, the controls are much better here. Compared to the first, these are just snappy and quick. It makes the first seem like a mud bog. The camera in particular is really nice, especially the new quick turn feature, and by quick turn, I mean like 0.01 turn. That quick turn can really come in handy. Although the downside here is that auto-aim is noticeably much worse, especially when it comes to elevation differences. You have to rely on auto-aim in these games because aiming, you just don't have the time for that. But I feel like they had to have known that because they made the primary gun here that you always get, like the normal like assault rifle semi-auto thing. It's infinite ammo now. See the key right there. Hey. No way I missed twice, bro. And if you watched my Men Sarges Heroes 1 review, you heard me say this about the shotgun. You'll find yourself with a shotgun, which is absolutely dog shit. I'm not kidding you. Do not use the shotgun in this game. Safe to say, Men Sarges Heroes 2, the shotgun is the exact same. I hate the shotgun. Holy crap. But some new weapons do come in. TNT is particularly nice. It's like a double explosion grenade. You also have airstrike in the form of collecting like an airplane. What is this? One airplane? What am I gonna do with this? And throughout the game, I noticed that you get to play alongside all of the, well, heroes. Hoover, Riff, Scorch, Shrap, Thick, they're all here.
Shrap, let's go, man.
Although I wish that they looked different than the normal soldiers, because at one point, Hoover walked up and I was like, oh, it's Sarge. And it's like, I'm Hoover. Sargerino. Oh my god, that's not Sarge, it's fucking Hoover. Unless Sarge got sucked dry by an ant. Now, as I teased on the intro, the ending here is, not great. You capture Plastro, and it's like, well, I guess you gotta sign the surrender papers now. You'll have to put world domination on postpone. And I was thinking, wait a minute, what do you mean postpone? Why don't you just, like, shoot him? Like, this guy should be, like, shot up right now. I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for those meddling commandos. They just slam a Scooby-Doo thing in here.
I would have too if it weren't for you Comito Boys Quad Puella.
Huh?
Loosely translated, it means meddlesome kids in Latin.
And then it sort of sequel baits you with the fact that Bridget Blue is like a triple flipper, I guess, and she ends up escaping in the end. It was overall just a really quick ending that came like almost out of nowhere. For presentation, visually there's no difference. This game looks the exact same as the first one. Not really a huge positive, not really a huge negative though. The game still has that nice charm and cool effect of playing as small little soldiers in human-sized environments. Although it kind of does like a flip in some levels where you're playing as like Sarge or Vicky. Oh, why are all the houses and enemies so tiny? You still get those nice Sarge one-liners. And overall, levels just do not stand out as well as the previous game. I can visually remember the sandbox level, the living room level, all of the ice levels. The levels in Sarges Heroes 2 is sort of random. There's a few that I can point to that I can say I really enjoyed, but I would pick a lot of levels in the first game over these. And something that I noticed while researching some stuff for this game, the PlayStation 1 port of this game has much better cutscenes. Here's a cutscene on the Nintendo 64 version, the version I play. Damn! Surrender was just fuck them up. Where's Bridget? And here's what it would look like on PlayStation 1.
Okay, Plastro. It's just you and me now. Mano a mano.
Thank goodness. I was so afraid he was going to kill you in there. I tried to stop him, but that does it.
Well, I could watch this all day.
My overall opinion on this game, overall impact, it's crazy to say this because, you know, playing the first one, I expect to have like a much larger opinion of the first game due to biasness and nostalgia reasons, but I actually prefer the second game. Sarges Heroes 1 plays, as I described in my review, slow and tactical, versus what I would call Sarges Heroes 2 tight and fun. It really is what I want out of sequels. Everything the exact same, just add a little bit more. And hopefully that what you added is good. I like what was added. New enemies, new upgrades, which are pretty not important, but there is a cool one where you can pick up armor and it changes the look of your character. What? Invincibility? Armor? Perhaps it was the amazement of finally playing the sequel after 20 plus years and seeing some really cool stuff, like on Mad Witch's Castle, you get zombies that are like half tan, half green, half gray and blue, army men soldiers like melded together. That's just a super good idea for an enemy type. No way! Are you kidding me? There's zombie plastic dudes with like pieces of gray and blue men? Now, this is insane. Holy shit. Oh, they're fucking tanks. Oh, never mind. No way, he crawls. Okay. So, with that being said, this game, which took only 3 hours to beat on my first ever playthrough, gets a pretty solid 8.2 out of 10. So that's it. Men Sarges Heroes 2 is done. Between Nintendo 64 and GameCube, I can also play Men Air Combat, Men RTS, and Men Sarges War, so that's 3 more in the pipeline. But this was honestly fun to finally play the sequel to the game I've always had in my room for like 20 plus years. I finally got to play the sequel, and it was actually really good. But for now, I'm your host, Cyberplane Entertainment. Hope it goes for you. Peace out. How did nothing spawn? Oh shit. What is up? I know what you're thinking. You're only here for the bonus Easter egg soundtrack I put in at the end of every video. But did you also know I have a donation page under Buy Me a Coffee? Donate whatever you want to my channel and I'll put half of that back to an environmental charity. So that's that. Enjoy the music. Peace out.